there's two big places that I see a lot of conflict happen between the younger generations and the older generations in almost every workplace. And that's around time management and conflict resolution. And so what you've got to understand is that in many ways, the younger generation just hasn't been exposed to the skills associated with that. So I'll just use a good example here. So like when you used to go outside and play, right? You had one rule about when you're supposed to come home, and that was when the street lights came on. And so, but actually what
That's
happened is
right.
you learned a ton about time management at 6, 7, 8 years of age because you had complete and utter freedom and a hard deadline with some level of consequence. And so, you think about like you learn
Yeah.
that streetlights come on in the winter at a different time than they come on in the summer. So you can't just look at your little Swatch watch, right, and know what time to be somewhere. Or that riding your bike to Linda's house takes a different amount of time than riding your bike to Cindy's house. Even if it looks the same, Cindy's got a hill, and I'll have to pedal up that hill. And so I have to think about that. You learned how to buffer it. You buffer your time. Do you guys remember when there was a Doberman loose in every neighborhood in America in the 90s? They were, I don't know where all the Dobermans went, right? But like you started learning, what do you do if the wild dog gets out? You have to check, you still have to be home when the streetlights are on.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is nobody teaches kids any of this. We run every single second of their day. An adult runs their whole day. An adult runs their whole evening, right? We take them to activities. We tell them when they need to eat a snack because we know that they'll be hungry because we know they're not going to eat for another 3 hours. They have no idea the world's even spinning, right? Then we go home and we say, it's dinner time, it's homework time, it's screen time, it's shower time. And if you don't get off the internet when I tell you to, there's an app that will shut off the whole phone. So when exactly is anyone learning anything about time? They're not. So what happens is you've got young people who are brilliant at doing the areas that they do, but they don't have any time management skills. And so the people whose jobs depend on you meeting your time and your deadlines are absolutely enraged at the fact that you can't do this. But they forget that they've never even been given the chance to practice it, right? So this idea of getting skills into people is a massive, massive idea. You don't know what you don't know, and you're expecting people to know and do things. They're breaking social rules that they don't even know are your social rules. So I think a lot of it has to do with having those open conversations and being able to say, like, I don't know why, Linda, but for some reason, time management really gets on my nerves. Can you tell me a little bit about where your time management strategy is coming from? If you can have that conversation and they're like, I don't have a strategy. Okay, well, then let's get you one, right?